Welcome to the Lab3 walkthrough. The example I'm going to show you today actually has quite a few extra items in it, but I wanted to show you what you could do to push the limits. But remember, look at the exercise that is the basis of this lab for the minimum requirements you're going for to start off, right? So remember, it's asking for particular methods. I'll use t-shirt sales as an example. A method to accept the number of drawers, right? Because drawers in the desk are going to be, extra for each drawer. So maybe for t-shirts, it's monogrammed or letters, an extra amount, an extra quarter for each letter or something like that if you want it customized. For a type of wood, well, so maybe you have different types of t-shirts, short sleeve versus long sleeve versus, hoodies, right? And so different methods to accept input to type, and of course that's going to cost different, right? And so and then they have a method to accept the number of drawers and type to get all that, and then return things, right? So they're charging extra for drawers, so you could charge extra for lettering, and then a complete calculation. So they're asking for one item, type of item, any customization costs different. They're using desks, number of drawers costs more, the type of wood costs different amounts, and then calculating all that. And then I'm asking you to add onto that the ability to order more than one, right? So even though you have these methods, you can run them more than once. There's your hint. And I'm asking you to also do a discount. So if your total comes up to, 200 or more, or 300 or more, or 500 or more, you have different discounts, right? So that come off the order. So that's minimum, right? In other words, customizing an item, adding extra pieces, determining cost, doing discounts, and ordering more than one, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. So that's a combination of decision structures, repetition structures, methods, that accept input and return items as well too, right? And so I'm going to walk through this one, and this goes a little bit extra, right, in terms of outputting subtotals along the way. That's an extra piece there. Outputting a lot more details about an order, adding items to the order, which he's added a couple parameters this as well. And of course ASCII art is always nice. This one does an okay job, but you can always do more too as well. So let me walk through this one. So Bubba's shelving, and already he's added some extra $3 per inch. So he's done a calculation, maybe most likely a method to do that. So I'm going to add, I'm going to say I want a 15-inch shelf. And then he has another piece here where he actually lists prices for the type of material. And he actually has it so he's checking what the person has typed. So I'm going to say I want an oak shelf. And then when we enter it, he says, gives an output here. Bubba says, hey, shelf material is oak, length is 15 inches, subtotal is $80. And he does ask if I want another shelf, right? Which I do, because I want to be able to add another one. So I'm going to say yes. And it's still $3 per inch. So let's make this one a 20-inch shelf. And I'm going to output this again. I'll do, I did oak before. Let me do some steel. I'm going to get a temporary look here going. And then has 155. So he's outputting subtotals and information as we go along. I'm going to say no, I don't want to customize another. And then he goes ahead and does an order summary, number of items 2, cumulative subtotal, total tax, right? Order total, right? He didn't do a discount, right? Because I'm not hitting my $200, right? So that's not even out there yet. So let me run this again. Okay, so cut myself off. I'm running this again. Let me go ahead and make sure this time I have an order that gets a discount, so at least $200. So let's go ahead and we'll order some big shelves so I can make sure. Let's get the most expensive oak. All right, and I'm almost there, so I'm going to order another one. And we'll get a 40-inch shelf, and let's go ahead and do a pine. Okay, so I'm at $330, so I'm definitely getting a discount. Should be 20% off, right? I'm going to say no. And look, the discount does pop up. Could have done a little better formatting there, but 20%. We have a few extra zeros there, or at least one extra zero, and alignment's a bit off. But the data is there, and he does do the discount and gives a total after discount and a total tax still on that, and then has that out. So once again, he did have that calculation in there for the discount. Let me run this one more time and make some errors. Okay, so it's the last run where we're going to make some errors. Error checking, we still haven't really discussed it yet, so I'm not expecting it, but trying to figure some of it out on your own is not a bad idea and can add to the robustness of the app. So first off, he did not check for errors for if this was integer or not, so we're going to go ahead and add that. But let's say, for example, what material do you want your shelf to be composed of? I'm not paying attention, I can't spell, and I say steel. I want steel, right? That's wrong. So he does have that check there, and then so when I enter it correctly, I entered it wrong, not on purpose, but it's still catching it. There we go, right? And I'm going to say no, I just ordered one, and so it just has one item. So watch this a few times. Look at the examples, ask questions in class. There are a couple different ways that you can approach this one, but take your time, take method by method, chunk of logic by chunk of logic. Don't try to type it all out or code it all and then test it. Code little pieces at a time and make sure each piece works before you try to put it all together. For this one, it's definitely okay and expected that you'll have it all in just the 1.cs file. We haven't really talked about pulling those apart yet, so it's fine to have it all just in 1.cs file. If you want to try more, that's fine. Just make sure it's documented well, but I only expect 1.cs file for this one.